Now, if you're watching this video, you've probably been trying to day trade with no luck. Even with the best trading principles, maybe you end up getting stopped out on your trades, and those 10% or 20% loss on your trades are probably beginning to stack up like a thief in the night. Well, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can day trade while risking the very barest minimum loss possible. I mean, your trading pair could be down 10% from your initial entry, and you just be down 2 or 3% with this strategy. If that sounds good to you, glue yourself to this video and watch how you can make that a reality. Let's go. Hey Babylonians, welcome to the Babylon Trader channel. This channel bases on the principles of wealth gotten from the book The Richest Man in Babylon. So in this channel, no, we do not focus on trading to the moon. No. I focus on bringing you the safest and least risky trading and wealth creation strategies out there. Because trust me, those little wins, they tend to add up really fast. If you're new to trading or even an experienced trader, The Richest Man in Babylon is one book I recommend to anyone and everyone going into the crypto space. So join me as we explore these principles and how we can apply them in our trades. Now, also do note that I am not a financial advisor. I am in no way, shape or form qualified to give out financial advice. All the principles in my videos are simply principles I apply to my trades. Now, with that out of the way, let's get down to the hot stuff. Now, for the hot secret, the secret formula. It's not really a secret, but most of us have never considered putting it into practice because we all want, those huge gains, and we let our greed take control of us. So I'm sure you've heard this about a million billion times in the trading space. However, here's the secret. The absolute best and the most secure way to enter into any trade is simply to what? To DCA. That is what? To dollar cost average into your trades. Now, for a detailed understanding of what dollar cost averaging is, tap on the video on the top right corner to watch the video where I go into the full details of DCA. But for this video, I'm simply going to be giving you, some instances. Now, the DCA strategy works for any form of trading, whether long-term swing trades or short-term day trades. The idea is basically to split your intended trading capital into parts in either an equal ratio or maybe a pyramidic ratio, and then buying more into a position the more the price goes down. For instance, seeing as we are on the SOL USDT chart, assuming we sought to get into a trade at this moment, we will be looking for maybe a 4% return and be risking 4%. Well, 4%. So it's a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio in this case. Usually what you do is you would buy in your order at this price and then set your take profit here, or you can set, or maybe you set multiple take profit targets. I like setting multiple take profit targets, so I end up setting maybe 4 take profit targets, and then after that your stop loss is set where it is set. So now when your trade is set, you're banking on your trade to either go up towards your take profit targets or to go down towards your stop loss. But then here is how the DCA principle works. You actually can set up dollar cost averaging. Okay, now what I am recommending using this strategy is assuming you had 100 USDT to trade with. You don't buy in the full $100 worth of position at once. No, you either split your working capital into separate parts. It could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 10, depending on how you want to set it up, but I usually think 4 is good enough. So you could actually split your funds into 4 equal parts, and then you could actually DCA down. That is setting buy orders below your initial entry point. on the same step scale, maybe 3, yes, in this case either 3 or 4 buy orders below your entry point. Yes, so you can set this up before the price will finally reach your stop loss. Now, what does this do? This actually brings down your entry price significantly. So maybe if your initial buying price was at 149, by the time you had DCA'd into the position once again, your initial entry point can drop to maybe 148, and the more you DCA down, the more your initial buying price reduces. What does this do? This also reduces your loss. So if you're meant to be at maybe a 4% loss by the time your trade got stopped out, if you had set up DCAs into your trades instead of putting your entire funds at once, you might end up with just a 1% loss instead of a 4% loss. That is just amazing. Okay, now this is where we get greedy. Maybe you're going to be thinking, okay, maybe you bought your initial entry with $25 and set your other DCA cost, but then maybe the price didn't actually go down but went up to hit all your target take profits. Yes, you didn't make all that profit, but you made profit. That's what's important. There is no such thing as a bad profit. You made profit and you made no loss. So these are here to hedge against losses. Meanwhile, even the littlest profit is still profit. Don't be greedy. That's what gets us wrecked. We get wrecked so bad because we are greedy. So then, following these principles, you can see how wonderful it actually works. As I said, you can either split your funds on an equal basis, but I like to split my funds on a pyramidic basis. So in the case that maybe I was using 100 USDT to trade, my initial entry funds will be just maybe 10 USDT, being 10%. And then my step scale, my first safety order is called the safety order. My first safety order would be 20%, followed by 30%, and then 40%. Or I could still do 10%, 15%, 20%, 25%, but it has to be, for me, I prefer doing mine in a pyramidic scheme. It really reduces the loss. It reduces it so significantly that you'd be surprised. So that, for me, is really the best way to enter into any trade, especially trades you are not sure of. Even if you are sure of the trades, it doesn't hurt, because one can never truly predict the market. So again, there might be opportunities where it comes down to your final safety order and still goes up. In that case, you'll be making far more profit than you expected. It's an awesome strategy. So now, let us now go into the main trade on Lina USDT, which I had set up this morning. Right now, this is night over here, so I'm going to take you through the trade and how it's been going so far. Alright, welcome to another video, guys. In this video, we are going to be using the DCA settings, which I'm really proud of, and see how we can apply it to the smart trade function. Alright, so without wasting any more time, let's go. We are going to be running this. Right now, I received a signal from my signal group to buy into Lina USDT. This is the buy zone 0.05 to 0.052, and these are the target take profits, and this is the stop loss region. Yes, I'm in a signal group, and there are many functioning signal groups. At the same time, there are some signal groups which tend to give really wrong, messed up signals. But the signal group I am in, they have a track record of at least 75% win rate, so I'm very proud using them. It's not mine. I'm actually a subscriber. I subscribe $100 monthly, but yes, I get good returns on my investment. So if that's something you would actually like to look into, I would actually be making videos of my signals. Whenever I get the signals, I will be making videos of them in this channel. So depending on how fast you are, you could actually take advantage of those signals. This is another good reason for you to hit the bell icon to get notified when I post new videos. At the same time, I am not going to be able to post all the signals because I can only make videos on these signals when I have funds available, when I have funds set aside to follow the signals. Sometimes we can get 3 signals a day. There are times that we don't get any signal. So depending on how funds are allocated, I can only make videos to set up the signals which I have funds to be allocated to. Meanwhile, if you want to have access to all the signals, then I will leave a link down below to my paid Telegram channel where you can make a subscription of just 5 USDT crypto monthly and get access to all the daily, weekly, and monthly signals I get. I post everything in my Telegram channel, so you'll be alerted immediately the signals drop. Also, when the take profit target hit, or if it hits the stop loss, you will be informed on everything going down. So it's just a $5 USDT subscription monthly. I'm subscribed to 3 signal channels, and the most being $100 US, which is the one I am presently using as an example. So we would actually test this out to actually see if it works or if it doesn't. But I really have high hopes that it works. But let's see how the market goes. All right, so making use of this, we are going to be opening a trade in the Luna USDT. Yes, on Luna USDT. So like I explained in my last video, the DCA setting is basically, I'm going to be opening this trade with a fund of 100 USD. So I am not going to be buying in 100 USD on the spot. Right now the coin price is at 0.052, which is at the prime entry position. I'm only going to be buying with 10% of my funds here, and I'm going to set 3 step scales as you see before the stop loss. This is going to be the stop loss. So right now we calculated in the other video that based on the signal given, you can see that the stop loss is at 0.048 while the highest take profit is at 0.06. So right now, being at the buying price, if we were to get stopped at 0.04, we'll be making a loss of 8.33%, which is really not bad. But at the same time, using the DCA settings, we can manage to tweak this in order to reduce our loss significantly. If you remember my last videos on the DCA bot settings on 3Commas, I showed you how I was making just a 2.44% loss when the market was down a whooping 10.77%, almost 11%, and I was down only 2%. So if you missed that video, just click on the top right corner and you will be taken to the video, but make sure you watch this video completely. Then after that, you can also go watch that video to know more about the DCA settings, the dollar cost average settings, in order to help you minimize your risk while protecting your profits. All right, so in this case, being an 8% drawdown, I'm going to be setting my step scale at 2%, 4%, 6%, and finally, okay, at 2%, 4%, and 6%. All right, now so I have set it up to see this is at a 2% down, 4% down, 6% down. So the first thing I'm going to do is head on to the 3Commas and open the initial trade with 10% of my capital, setting the multiple take profit targets and setting the stop loss targets. Let's head over there. All right, so our initial trade has been set. Here at the statistics. So now, following our principles, we are going to be setting another trade at the 2%, 4%, and 6% deviation from the stop loss, all with the same take profit parameters. Let's see how that will go. This is the free account, so I am not sure I can open more than one smart trade, but let me see how that goes. Okay, so the next one being at $20 limit price, the price being what we checked. The next one is going to be at 0.5112. So yes, the take profit targets are going to be the same, 0.53, split target 25%, 0.55, another 25%, 0.58, another 25%, and 0.6, another 25%. All right, so that's set up. Then the stop loss at 0.048, which is going to be at 6%. So now let's see if it's going to, go through. Unfortunately, it didn't go through. So I guess our strategy here is a bust. But let's refresh and see. Yeah, I guess it's a bust. So the next way we are going to try this is by setting it up on the exchange itself. So doing that, I'm going to head over to my Binance app and set this trade up again. Hopefully we are able to get it working. Let's head on to my Binance, or maybe KuCoin.
So now we are in the Binance platform. Pardon the noise in the background. It's a bit really noisy where I am right now, but let's still get onto it. So we will be heading to the futures trade. I like opening my trades on futures in order to track the progress of my trades. But if you notice, I do not put any leverage. If you can look, my margin is at isolated and my leverage is at 1x. That is where I typically like to set my trade. So for the first 10%, we are working with 90 USDT now, but assuming we're working with 100, I still assume that my initial trade is going to be for 10 USDT. All right. As I said, for my first trade, I really prefer doing a market buy to just get my trade filled immediately. Yes, for 10 USDT, giving me. So I'm going to tap on the stop loss and take profit mark so that I can place in my stop loss and my take profit. So the ultimate take profit is 0.06, while the stop loss is 0.048. All right, so with that, I buy my long. All right, so my position has been filled. As you can see, my margin being 9.99 USDT entry price, exit price. So right now, I could come and set my multiple take profits. The very first take profit target is 0.53, I mean. I'm going to leave it to a market buy to sell 25% of my holdings. Confirm. Setting the next one at 0.055, 25% again. Confirm. The next one 0.058, another 25%. Confirm. And finally 0.06, I mean, another 25%. Confirm. Alright, so that's it for the initial trade. Everything for the initial trade has been set up. Now let us try setting up the DCA trades. So then I'm gonna go, the next trade I'm gonna set for 20 USDT being the multiple. As I told you, I'm gonna be setting 10%, 20%, 30%, and 40%. But it doesn't necessarily need to be in that order. In my Trade Commerce bot, I actually had 10 safety trades open, so you can actually DCA based on the quantity you want. Let us still see if it's going to work. But if it does work, then maybe the next trade I'm going to set with maybe at a lower spread. But for now, let's do it according to the way I set it up. 20. Okay, yes. Now we are opening with 20 USDT. The take profit target again is going to be 0.6, which is the ultimate, with the stop loss being okay. This is meant to be limit price. So limit price, checking at a 2% mark below the base order, is going to be at 0.5114. Yes, with the amount 20 USDT. So let's set our take profit at 0.06 and stop loss at 0.048. All right. So in this case, unfortunately, we can't set other multiple take profit targets till our order has been filled. So we would need to keep checking back to know how much of our order has been filled and how we can readjust our target take profit. Because when the order is filled, all it's going to do is just increase our open position, which is very good, which is very nice. So we can then cancel our previous set and take profit targets and make out a new one to encompass the entire trading volume open. So that's it. Everything set up. Let us make the order created. So now heading on to the next DCA. All right, and then the last being 30 USDT. I'm going to have to increase my position here because I can't really make another trade with just 30 USDT. I wonder if I have some more funds open in my wallet. All right, so setting up the final trade is going to be at 0.049. Yes, the amount 40 USDT. All right, then the take profit 0.06, stop loss 0.04. No, 0.048. I mean. All right, so everything set up. We place our order, and yes, the orders have been filled. So these are the open orders for the buys and the sells. So yes, this is our position right now. As you can see, we are up 0.4%. So I will update you on how the video goes. I will update you on how the trade goes, and on how many safety orders were filled, if any safety order was filled at all. You know, the essence of this is protecting, hedging our funds against risk. Right now, I do not mind if the trade doesn't come down to pick up any more safety orders. I really do not mind if it just goes up from here and makes me some profit, because there is no such thing as bad profit. You know, in this channel, we focus on the Kaizen principles, the Babylonian principles, protecting your funds while making profits. So even the less profit is welcomed. But in the case that it does pick up some safety orders, if it goes down 2% and picks up any safety order and keeps going in such a manner, I will update you on how everything goes. Alright, so now we are back to our open position, and as you can see, the margin has increased from 9.99 USDT to 29.98 USDT, meaning it has grabbed the first safety order of 20 USDT, and as you can see right now, we are at a profit of 1.35%. Looking good, looking good. So let's see how it performs till the end of the trade.
All right, guys. So here's a quick overview of where we are in the market. So as you can see, I made an update when the first safety order was picked up, and right now the second and most likely the second and the third safety order has been picked up. So right now is just on his way to the stop loss. Now I want to show you something really beautiful to show that this system really works. All right, so right now if you look at it, the market is down from our initial entry point. The market is down 6%. Now let us head over to the Binance Trade to actually see our loss so far. So ladies and gentlemen, we are down just 1.31% with a position size of 90 USDT, meaning 90 USDT has been filled, although our margin is 55 USDT. So I think I made an error. For some reason, my margin was increased to 2x instead of 1x. I think maybe I made an error when placing one of the limit orders. Maybe I forgot to reset my margin back to 1x. I don't know, but right now it's at 2x. So it's showing me right now a 1.55% loss compared to a 6.1% loss, and that's really not it. This 1.99 or 1.88 is simply because of this 2x. This is my original loss here, 0.79 right now. So it's showing that in a margin of 90 USDT, I am down just 0.6%, guys. Woo! So right now you see that this principle really works. It really limits your loss to the barest minimum. So right now I won't mind being stopped out if I get stopped out. So I am assuming that me getting stopped out, I will be stopped out at maybe a $1 loss, being a 1% loss in 100 USDT trade setup. So the market, if the market really goes down 8% towards my stop loss, I will be down just $1, meaning I will be down just 1%. Gentlemen, if you doubted this principle, you won't doubt anymore. Woo! The essence of this video was actually to prove a point, not actually to look at the profit that will be made. It was done to prove a point that the DCA strategy works in order to, limit your losses, to reduce your losses significantly. All right, another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to close my take profit orders and, make out a new set of take profit orders so that I'm going to make out a new set of take profit orders still based on the same parameters. Okay, I don't really like setting it up here, so I'm going to set it up over at my mobile phone and maybe okay, let me take you along with the ride. So right now we are at the mobile app. I think the market is on its way up again. So gentlemen, you're going to see that this trade is going to make us far more profit than we ever thought possible if it closes in profit. However, if it closes at a loss, you can see that we are okay with the loss that was made. Right now the loss is down towards 0.7%, which is actually down to just 0.31% being our actual loss on $100 trade. Beautiful. So as I said, I'm going to be canceling my previous take profit targets. Let's see. So as you are seeing that from the entry price now being 0.0498 to 0.048, we are going to be having a loss of 3.442%. So that's what is expected for. That's what the expected loss is right now. Seeing from an 8% loss
we are going to be seeing 3.44% loss. And I actually assume that this is because for some reason my funds, for some reason my trade, 2x instead of the original 1x. So I'm gonna assume that this should actually be cut in half. So my loss should be somewhere around 1.7, maybe 72. I think that should be my original loss. But let's see how it goes. Alright guys, so everything has been set up and that's it for this trade. I hope you really enjoyed this video as I showed you that indeed the DCA principle, the DCA strategy does work. I'm really happy for the returns. I'm really happy about the outcome. And yes, join me in future videos as I find more and safer ways to actually trade in order to, risk less while gaining more. Thanks for tuning into this video. I'll see you in the next video where I try out this strategy on the GridBot settings to see how it goes. Okay, I've actually made a setup for the GridBot. Let's go over to Pionex. Yes, this is the Pionex platform. I set up grid trading on the same linear USDT pair with the same parameters, having 4 safety order step scale and 4 take profit target scale. But unfortunately, I can't really go into it. I can't really show you the chart on the mobile app, but let's leave it for another time. The entry price was still at 0.52 something. And right now, seeing as the market is down, this is actually down 2.81%. So the normal trade DCA is actually winning, the battle. Although this loss is really still very conservative compared to a 6% loss, I think we are almost down just a bit below half of, what we are actually meant to be at this point. So right now, this is also a conservative strategy, and this is also good for, those who can't monitor their trades as it goes on. You can actually just set it up in a grid form and let it ride. I set up this trade with 50 USDT to see how it goes. Okay, so the reason why this loss is greater than the other one is because the GridBot buys it. Yes, because as I said earlier, the GridBot actually splits your funds in a more uniform grid. It buys the bulk of your funds. Assuming I started this with 100 USDT, the GridBot was going to maybe buy with the first 50 or 60 USDT my initial entry price. So my initial entry position was already high, and then it's going to, dollar cost average evenly with the rest of your balance, being maybe the 40% balance or so. So it's still conservative, it's still good enough. But unlike the other grid settings where we did a pyramidic scheme where the lowest of our funds were used in the initial entry. So as the market kept coming down, we kept buying into larger positions and larger positions. The first position being 10%, the next being 20%, the third being 30%, and the last being 40%. So you see, we actually bought larger and larger into our positions, thereby reducing our loss significantly. But this is still a good strategy, especially if you don't really have that time to monitor your trades. That being said, the next GridBot and other bots are going to be set. Just leave a comment down in the description and I'll get to you on those. That being said, thanks for watching guys. See you in Babylon.